Okay. So this is essentially what a skills test looks like. I have set up the slalom for a much smaller bike. Normally, when you do your skills test, that will get adjusted to fit the turn radius of the bike you're on, but I like a challenge, so I'm going to keep that as a tight squeeze between the cones. Now, obviously I don't have anyone testing me, but I'm going to run through exactly what the skills test entails and give everyone a good idea what you got to do. So, when you start your skills test, you will be asked to go to the starting point, oddly enough. You'll turn off your bike and put it in neutral. You'll check to make sure the turn signals work. And that the brake light works for both the front and rear brake. That your horn works. I'm not going to do that because I don't need to draw more attention to myself. And that your high beam works. So you want to know that all the controls work, and then you want to know that you know your hand signals for your left turn and your right turn, and you're slowing down and stopping. I'm going to turn the key off so I don't kill my battery. That's interesting. Next thing you're going to do is walk your bike down to this stop box. Nice leisurely stroll. If you have someone good doing your test, they'll chat with you and maybe tell a few jokes. So when you're walking the bike, you want to stop it with your rear tire right in the middle of the stop box. Keep the bike upright, and this is important. If you lean the bike in to the turn, it will make your turn radius smaller, which will then make the U-turn you have to do more difficult. So, steering lock, turn the bike around. I put those cones too close, I'm gonna hit them. Just gonna put the kickstand down, move the cones over a bit. I'll just leave that down. And walk around till you have it pointed in the other direction. Pointed at the slalom, what they will do is take your turn radius and add 1.5 meters to it. So that is what you get to make your U-turn. That isn't any fun, so I'm doing that one. Let's see how that goes. Now remember, I haven't ridden this bike except for the last few minutes here in over half a year. It's a long, wide, heavy bike. Weighs almost 800 pounds with full tank of fuel. And it will be easy for me to do this course on this bike. I hope. All right, so first part of the actual riding test is a slow ride where you just Leave the starting point and ride till your front tire is in the middle of the stop box. You want to ride at a walking pace. The person doing your testing will generally just walk beside you and they will tell you to speed up or slow down. If you need to slow down, I recommend using a bit of rear brake rather than pulling in the clutch or shutting off the throttle. Alright, so there's my cone. I need to make a U-turn before that without putting my foot down. What I'm gonna do is move off to the right and use a little bit of counter steering to help make this turn real easy. Piece of cake. Into the slalom. I want to go straight ahead, so I'll keep looking straight ahead and use the peripheral to keep track of where the cones are. Once you're done the slalom, you'll be told to stop and then move over here for what ICBC thinks is a tight left turn. You do your tight left turn, straight into your slow ride again, stop with the front tire in the center of the stop box. And it is a piece of cake. Do the U-turn and slalom again, and then stop. Little counterbalancing. I'm going to go to the other side of the cone this time. Using the rear brake to control my speed in the friction zone, past all the cones. Get myself turned around because I'm going to do a right-hand turn. Close enough. So now I need to turn through the two cones there, accelerate to 25 or 30, slow down, make a right-hand U-turn, coming through where I was stopping before, accelerate again to 25 or 30, and during the test, someone would be holding their hand up, and when they drop their hand, you have to stop. I obviously don't have that, so I'll just stop. To 30, no problem in that distance. Through here, accelerate 25 or 30, and you have 7 meters or 21 feet to stop in. Get myself turned around. Do the same thing again. And that's it. That's the whole skills test. Piece of cake. I've got less than an hour on this bike in the last 6 months. And the skills test is easy to do. I'll run through it one more time just for fun. Slow ride, use the clutch, use the rear brake, use a little bit of throttle for balance, keep the bike from stalling, stop. Make your U-turn. Do your slalom. Come around for your tight left turn. into the slow ride, look where you want to go. This whole test is basically just to see if you have throttle and clutch control, and if you look where you want to go. Too many people, well, I'm going to screw it up. Too many people look at those cones rather than where they want to be. So if you're looking at the cones, you'll hit the cones. Keep your eyes up and look where you want to go. Slow down, make my turn, come through the stop box, accelerate, get the bike stopped. And the same thing one last time. Right turn, accelerate, slow it down, make your U-turn, accelerate. So I got up to about 40 there, still easy to get stopped in time. As long as you're using your front brake properly, it's not a problem. I've seen plenty of people show up for their skills test and not know to use the front brake. If you don't use the front brake, you're gonna fail. You're never gonna get your bike stopped in time. If you lock the front brake in your skills test, you will fail. That is an immediate fail. Doesn't matter how well you do on the rest of it. Locking your front brake is a fail. A little fast on that one, still made it. In other times, if you make a little mistake, it's usually okay. If, say, during the slalom, you run over a cone, that's a mark against you, but it's not a fail. So as long as you keep going, you'll just have one mark against you. If you stop because you hit a cone or because you put your foot down, then you will have failed that section of the test. So if you make a minor mistake, keep going. I've seen people stall their bike in the U-turn, pull in the clutch, hit the start button, and finish their U-turn and still pass their test. I've seen people put their foot down in the U-turn and still pass their test. Look where you want to go. Learn how to use your clutch and throttle in low speeds and use the rear brake. Easy peasy. Hell, the whole thing's even kind of fun once you know how to do it.